Everybody, David here. So we got breaking news coming out of California regarding the vaccine of the so-called COVID-19. Let's see what it has to say. San Francisco Chronicle says that coronavirus vaccine could come from California with no shots needed. So what we're talking about here is a vaccine patch. Dr. Daniel Henderson said the patches could even be sent through the mail and use temporary dye to leave a mark on the patient's arm. A mark? Mark of the beast. The patient could then take a photo of the dye and send it to their healthcare provider as proof that they were vaccinated. Interesting. So we really do want to change the way vaccines are perceived, says the doctor. And of course, this goes far beyond COVID-19. You bet your britches. First of all, this vaccine was created, this so-called vaccine was created before the so-called virus was launched. Okay, we're going to get into that in a moment. Okay. Now, the doctor says it goes to the global distribution of vaccines everywhere. You could make them cheaper and do away with the fear of vaccines. Get rid of the fear of vaccines. Coronavirus vaccine could come from California with no shots needed. Now, we talked about this a lot on my show, that California is a testing ground, a beta test for the rest of the country, for the rest of the world. Keep an eye on California. More specifically, keep an eye on San Francisco. You know, we talk about demonic portals where Satan operates, all right? So let's go to this article here, all right? This is the Chronicle, the San Francisco Chronicle. All right, so let's get into it. So the Bay Area researchers, proximity to the leading healthcare centers, and check this out, Silicon Valley is now getting into the game. Remember we talked about this? Talked about Amazon being the super highway for the Antichrist? Folks, it's important that we keep each other informed. Jesus said, be not deceived. Okay, we always have to keep an eye on what's going on, the cutting edge news, what's really coming out. Because let me tell you something, this whole thing that's happening, the reason that we wake up in the morning and we pinch ourselves and we say, is this really happening? You know, is this really true? Are we in the twilight zone? The reason we do that is because you can't write this stuff. You can't make it up. If I put this into a script, if I wrote this into a screenplay and I gave it to one of the studios to read, they would give it back to me and say, Heavener, this is the most absurd story that we've ever seen. First of all, no one would believe it. And second of all, it reads like a B movie, okay? Why? Because it's all planned. This is scripted, folks. They have written the script. They are now implementing the actors, and they're called patsies. And I'm going to get into that in another video of how this whole thing is playing out, okay? So it's all scripted. So don't believe for a moment that they're reacting from something. No, it's all planned. Okay, so I want to go in real quick with this vaccine. There's 3 phases to a vaccine. The first phase is when scientists, they test the vaccine on a few people to see if it's safe, all right? That's phase 1. Phase 2 is when they expand those people, maybe to like a few hundred people. And then phase 3, they blow it out to thousands of people before they take it to the public. Now, again, this vaccine has already been created. And who's going to bring it out? Well, it's going to be someone that's so tied into the one world government. Matter of fact, it might be the one world government. So it's important that we understand these things. So what they're doing now is they're playing with the idea of sending a patch out in the mail, okay, to people. They put the patch on their arm, and then the patch has dye on it. And then they can take a photo of the dye on their arm, mark of the beast, send it in, and this is proof that I have been vaccinated. Now, there's several reasons why this is interesting. Number one is because the mark. Number two is because they're trying to get rid of the fear of vaccine, needles, and there's no place in scripture that says we're going to take a pill, okay? And also it goes out to the public widespread, and it's not evasive, it's not intimidating. It's in the mail. I can put it on myself, do it myself. And this is what we need to be careful of. Now, I talked about the vaccine already been created. I talked about the 3 phases of what they go through to test a vaccine. Let me tell you why it's already been created, this vaccine. They just come out with what they call the 1 day sooner plan. All right, what is this? The 1 day sooner is they already have people registered to take this so-called vaccine, and they've got thousands of people all over the country, but they have hundreds of people in California. So we need to watch California and see what's they're on the cutting edge. So we're going to see whatever happens is going to start in California first. And like I said, specifically San Francisco. So this 1 day sooner program, well, it's a joke. It's a hoax. I mean, we're not going to be 1 day sooner to the vaccine. We're going to be 1 day sooner to the mark of the beast. You see, you have to understand, this is a case study in human behavior, all right? They're looking at us as if scientists would look at a bunch of caged rats, okay, to see how they would respond. Everything that we're watching right now that's scripted, they're looking to see how far can they push people, push a civilization. How far can they go until people start pushing back, right? This is the human behavior aspect of it. But we fly spiritually. We fly above humanity. We fly in the realm, and we fight the powers, dark powers of the universe, Satan. And that's why it's so important for us to keep focused on God and keep focused on what Jesus was talking about in Matthew 24. I believe, I know in my heart, this is part of the end times. This is part of what Scripture talks about when it says, the mark of the beast, and Jesus said, be not deceived. Hey, so I'm going to ask you to do something that I don't normally do. Would you please hit the subscribe button, hit the like and notifications, and pass this video around. We have to get the word out. All right, God bless you.